Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to Yahweh by Sham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahav, Akak, Badash. Honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and to the hopeful elects across the globe, and to the few, the very, very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days, because we are living in the last days of the last days. And I hope this is going to be edifying. We're going to start off our morning with Acts 5 and 38, right? If this work be of men, it will come to naught. So we're going to start off with Acts 5, right? And there's a lot of opposition, right? 4 and 5, but the opposition is coming from Satan. He doesn't want us to thrive in this truth. So let's go to Acts, Salakia 4 and 5. For some reason, just check this out. Let me just check this out quickly. Excuse me just a minute. Check this out just a minute. Okay, we got that right there. You're going to bear me just a minute. Just want to check something out. Salakia. Well, you know what? Before we go to this, you know what? We'll start off on Ezra's 4 and 5. Salakia. Let me get the other one because I'm having a bit of trouble finding it right now. Right? You're going to have to bear me just a minute. So sorry about this. So this is Acts 5 and 38. Salakia. Acts 5:38. All right, hold that right there. And we're going to start off at 2nd Ezra's first, right? Now the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin, right? And this was a time of the building a temple, because they were commissioned by King Cyrus. And Benjamin, the children of captivity, builded the temple unto the Lord power Yahweh Shai of Israel. Then there came Zerubbabel, which was an Israelite, and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, right? For we seek your God as ye do, right? So you had those that were of the nations, they wanted to help us build. For we do seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ashur-hadadan, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. Why did they say this? They said they basically sacrificed to the same God in the days of Ashur-hadadan, of king of Ashur. Why? Because the children of Israel were moved out of, where was it? It was Samaria, and they were moved into Assyria. So those that were moved out of Assyria, those that were moved out of Samaria, right, were placed in Assyria. Those that were moved out of Assyria were placed in Samaria. So these were heathens. These are what you call these were the Ethiopians, the Falasha. These were heathens, right? The other nations. That's why it said we do sacrifice in the time of Ashur-hadadan, the king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, you have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us. So King Cyrus commissioned Rem to what? The children of Israel to build the temple. King Cyrus, he gave us favor, a lot of favor, right? But you had those that wanted to build as well, but they were adversaries. 1 verse 4. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. Here we go. And but as soon as I woke up, remember, people know. There's a lot of people know that, especially if you're fervent for this truth. Satan knows that. Satan knows that, right? Anytime you wake up, you're going to be a holy threat to his kingdom. So he's going to use what? People, right? To come at us and try to frustrate that purpose. So it says they weaken the hands of the people. So what's the enemy going to do? He's going to send other people to try to weaken our hands. Okay? of Judah and troubled them in building. Are you listening? And troubled them in building. So yeah, you're also gonna have people that try to trouble you, and we're building right now, right? We are building and hired counselors against them. So there's also counselors that are hired. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They hire these fucking idiots to try and throw us off balance. Right? To frustrate their purpose. Frustrate. So that's what the enemy is going to be trying to do, is frustrate what we're doing. Get us off balance. All the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, until the reign of Darius, the king of Persia. So there you go. Right? You're going to have that. When we're teaching, you're going to have people that are being used to try to hinder our progress. That's why we got to keep pushing forward. So also we're going to go to what else? We got one thing at a time. We got Acts. And we're also going to go to Jeremiah 1 and 9. One thing at a time. Check this out. Go to Colossians 1 and 23. If you continue in faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which you have heard and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, wherefore I, Paul, am made a minister. So we have to be grounded, we have to be settled in our faith and not moved away. Why? Because the adversary, guess what he wants to do? Move you away from your faith. Very serious stuff. And we're also going to go to Jeremiah 1 and 9. That's what the enemy does. He attacks your faith. And that is good. But that means, guess what? You're doing something right. If you wasn't doing something right, the enemy wouldn't be attacking your faith. That's a fact. We're going to go to Jeremiah 1 and 9. Yeah, Satan's all upset. Satan's all in his feelings now. This is Jeremiah 1 and 9. Then the Lord Jehovah put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Right? Key thing. I'm going to jump to verse 9. Hold on just a minute. When it says they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail. Here it is, 119. And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail. Right? So you're going to have that opposition. They shall not prevail against thee. And for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. So as long as we do what's supposed to be doing, yeah, they're going to fight against you, but they're not going to be able to prevail against you. So we're also going to go to Acts 5 and 38, and I think we should shut off on this one. All right. Acts 5 and 38. Check this out. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. So guess what? Refrain from these men. In other words, let them be. Leave them alone. For if this counsel be a work of men, it will come to naught, come to nothing. But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it. Lest happily you be found even to fight against God. So really, if it's of nothing, if this is just of men, we just fade away. We just die off. Like certain people say, we just die out if it's of men. But if it's not of men, guess what? Check this out. It will come to naught. If it's of men, it will come to nothing. But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it. Right? Because you got people think they can overthrow the word of the Lord. Lest happily you be found even to fight against God. So you can't fight against God. And if you were to do that, that means you're in a big quagmire. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue to teach the truth. And we're not going to stop. Okay? Whether you like it or not. Just how you want to be a Satanist and you want to join these cults and you want to partake in all these rituals, well, we're going to partake in serving the Lord. Yahweh Shai. Okay? And I hope this was edifying. And until the next time, Shalom. Shalom.